Welcome back, everyone. This week, voters in several states went to the ballot boxes. For some, including African Americans, the privilege to exercise those rights was a decades-long and hard-fought battle leading to the Voting Rights Act. Now the Supreme Court is deciding on a case that could do away with it altogether. While some think it's no longer necessary, many who were on the front lines of the fight feel after all their hard work, we're now going backward. Our senior national correspondent, Steve Osunsami, has this story.
Miss Walina Cannon is one of those people who she says God is blessed to still walk this earth, who had a fist in the fight for the Voting Rights Act of 1965.
How many times were you arrested?
Arrested? Oh, in my whole life, 19. I've been to jail 19 times, and they're all my trophies.
They're all your trophies for fighting the good fight. So you have a record.
Yes, yeah.
Today, she's 85 years young. In Greensboro, North Carolina, shaking her same fist at a cancer that doctors say will surely end her life in the next few months. Back in 1964, she was a student trying to change the world at North Carolina A&T, the same college where a young Jesse Jackson was her student council president.
Tell me, what was it like to vote back then?
When I was 18 and went down to the poll, what are you doing here? I said, I'm gonna vote. Who? Vote? For who? So they said stuff like that to scare you. And I voted and answered their question.
They asked you questions?
Yeah.
They gave you a test?
Yes. And then they let you vote.
Recite the Constitution's preamble.
She says it was very much like this famous scene in the movie Selma, where a black voter, played by Oprah Winfrey, has to suffer what many at the time felt were perfectly acceptable rules in American democracy.
How many county judges in Alabama? 67. Name them.
It was to scare you to leave, and Lord knows it worked well with most people.
But it didn't work with her. She fought and trained with civil rights workers, seen here preparing themselves for being slapped and beaten. She resisted police and ran from their dogs. And she says today she's worried that all that blood and tears spent getting the Voting Rights Act passed is now just months away from being spent in vain.
You look at the Supreme Court, the chances of them killing that is so great. It's like, oh my God, we've been through this.
In 2013, in a 5-4 decision, the U.S. Supreme Court took the first hammer to the Voting Rights Act, striking down an important part of the law that forced states and local governments, most of them in the South, to get federal permission before changing the way people vote. And as we've reported in an investigation from our ABC News and OWN Station's data team, nearly 20% of American polling places have closed since that change, many of them in majority Black and brown communities. A much more conservative court is now considering throwing out the law altogether. Just last month, the signs were clear in a case from Louisiana that some of the justices feel that America no longer needs the law.
Race-based remedies are permissible for a period of time, sometimes for a long period of time, decades in some cases, but that they should not be indefinite and should have an endpoint.
Troy Rowling in Michigan is a proud Black American with a daughter attending historically Black Howard University and says he agrees with ending the Voting Rights Act entirely.
People who fought and made the Voting Rights Act possible, first of all, I want to thank you. But it is time for us to move past this particular issue because there are other things that we need to be concerned about right now.
He's a former state vice chair in the Republican Party, a supporter of the president, and the head of a Black political action group. He argues that the magnitude of racism from the 50s and 60s doesn't exist today, and that Black Americans are voting and getting elected like never before.
So when you look at what happened in 1964 and 1965, the cannons, Bloody Sunday, and all the rest, and you walk into a room and you see a room full of black folk, minority, or whatever in that room voting, it's a celebration point. You should be able to say, we got the W and move forward.
What do you say to people who say, you know, the racism of yesterday isn't around anymore?
I say to people, this is taking you back. And they're going back in stages to take this, less voting places and make it harder you. They don't say you can't vote, but they fix it where, in a lot of instances, you can't vote.
What the Supreme Court is doing and what this administration is doing is selecting the voters that they think are the ones that should be voting. We can't have that.
Marika Olson says she's very much her father's daughter, putting up a fight for the same law. He was a white preacher from California, and she was 4 years old when he answered the call of Dr. Martin Luther King, traveling to Selma to fight for voting rights, where he nearly died. Walking back from dinner one night, a group of men connected to the Ku Klux Klan beat him and another white minister with all they had, killing his friend. We met him near that same road a few years before he passed.
Do you ever forget that day?
No. No.
Still hits you.
It's become a very important day in my life.
My father and millions like him put their bodies on the line to bring forth the Voting Rights Act. But I think at this moment we have to think about that phrase that Martin Luther King is often quoted as saying, which is that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. The part to focus on is that it's long.
So you are in hospice now?
Yeah, I have 3 to 6 months. And I'm okay with that. I can walk and go other places.
And today you're going to vote?
Yes. Why not?
The voting precinct that was walking distance from her home closed years ago. So her children drove her downtown for what may be the last time she casts her vote.
I can walk just as fast as you can.
You are doing good. Yeah, look at you.
Hello?
I need your ID.
I definitely should be on the books. I voted all my life.
She says to remind American voters that no matter what anyone throws in the way, she's proof that it can be overcome.
They must vote and overcome all of that to vote. Otherwise, we're going backwards fast and helping them take us back. Voting is key.
As we often say, your voice, your vote. Our thanks to Steve Osunsami for that.